as usual, we're going to create a new document by using Command N to open up the new document dialog box. Click on Web, double click on the width, type 1000, tab, 1000. Tab moves you through these fields and these options. So it's a quick way to type 1000 pixels square without using your mouse. After double clicking, and then you just verify RGB 72. Because we're in web, we're in the right color space and resolution, and we get our 1000 by 1000 pixel document. Now, we need to draw out some guides. And in order to get, well, there's a lot of different ways to make guides, and we'll probably do it different ways in the future. But for right now, I want to introduce you to the rulers. Command R. Look, rulers appear. Command R. If you ever hit Command R on accident and say, what are those things? How did they get there? It's because you just hit a shortcut. It's under View, Rulers. I need my glasses. There we go. I never go here. So, and Show Rulers. If they weren't there, it would say, or if they were there, it would say Hide Rulers. And we'll talk about global rulers later, but for right now, we just want to show and hide rulers with Command R. So practice that so you can bring those up. Okay, with them up, notice this is a 1000 by 1000 pixel document. The rulers go from 0 to 1000 and 0 to 1000. That correspond to our document. How cool is that? They're already set there and registered for us. Now, in order to get guides, we actually click and drag and pull out a guide from the ruler. But the trick is your eyes up here on this ruler. When I start dragging this guide down, your eye shouldn't be on this ruler. You go over here because we want to put this guide right in the center. We want to drag it straight down. It's a horizontal line, and we want to bring it over to 500. So as I drag it down and I'm saying, watch this side, my mouse is going to be over here. You need to watch to try to get your guide to 500. So not above the rulers, not below the rulers, right in the middle. Click and hold your mouse button down and drag, and you get this guide. And then look over on the left-hand side, and right when you think you're on 500, let go. Now, how do we know if we're on 500 or not? Well, let's try to select this by clicking and dragging a rectangle. Look, I can't select it. Maybe you can. It all depends. Under View, Guides, this is going to say unlock if they're locked, or it'll say lock if they're unlocked. And now when we use guides more, you're going to understand Command semicolon and Option Command semicolon, how useful this is. But right now I'm going to unlock this so I actually can select it. Notice it turns this, well, it turns whatever color this layer option is. So if yours is a different color, you just have a different layer option. But it's not that turquoise color, it's the selected color. And then you look up here, ignore the X for the horizontal guide. It's the Y you're interested in, and it's 500. So now I'm going to drag out a guide the other way, and I'm going to miss just by a little bit on purpose. And look, we have a decimal out to the 10,000th of a pixel. Illustrator's crazy. Now I could double click and type 500, or I could show you that if you hit the up or down arrow, I'm going to hit down because I want to get closer to 500. Illustrator jumps to a whole pixel. So it's an easy way to get this back. So our vertical guide's on 500, our horizontal guide, it's easier rather than trying to click on these to just drag out that square, is on 500. So our guides are exactly where we want them to be. We don't want to move them on accident. So what can we do so we don't do that? Some of you are already thinking ahead. View, Guides, Lock Guides. Now, We can't select them. We can't do anything to them. They're there permanently. We have our rulers here, but we don't need them anymore. So I'm going to hit Command R to make the rulers hide. And that's important because we're now going to save this document, but we're not going to save it as an Illustrator file. We're going to save it as an Illustrator template so we can reuse this, because I want to show you a bunch of other things with this same document, but I don't want to have to make it over and over and over, and I don't want you to have to do that either. So saving out templates is a really great idea. So here's the problem. In our environment, we have a permissions issue, and we'll work around that. For right now, we're just going to save where we save all our documents, but we're going to make a special folder called Illustrator Templates. Okay, so we're going to go under File and not Save As, or Save a Copy. We're going to come down to Save As Template. See that there? And the 3 dots means there's a dialog box coming up. And we get this dialog box that defaults out here into the Preferences folder in the application. And here's where our permissions in the lab come into play. We can't save it here. Let's go to our Documents folder, and I want to save this. I've been saving all my documents for our class in this folder inside my documents because I already have a ton of stuff. Now, for the first time, and I don't know where you are in the videos, so there may be other folders here, but I'm going to make a new folder called Illustrator Templates, and I'll just call it AI Templates. Now, all my templates that I'm going to make for this class are going to be in this folder, that's inside this folder, that's inside this folder. Being organized is so important because we're going to have so many files, and you guys know I've really stressed this. Now, when you name this, remember, the program gets the dot and the extension. Don't mess with this. Adobe Illustrator Template. This is a different type of file, and I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second. And I'm going to name this, so you didn't have to watch me type. I already copied this onto the clipboard. 1000 by 1000 with guides. Okay, so descriptive, I know exactly what it is, and I'm going to save it into this place as an AIT. Now it's saved. Now I close it, and now I want to open it again. I want to use it. File, and you're going to see open, and then where is open from template? How come? Oh, there it is, new from template. And this is going to take us out to our template folder, which has the permissions problem. So we're just going to do open. Well, actually, we can do open recent, but we want to do open so we can get into our documents folder, into our templates folder, and now we can click on this. And notice it's not really highlighted normally. It's kind of grayed out. And when we open this, it's not going to open as that template. It opens as an untitled document. And the reason for that is it's a template. You can't change the template unless you save again and overwrite it. You know, that would be one way. But that's the bonus of the template. Now we can open as many of these as we want from the template. We always get a fresh document to work from that we can then save, not as a template, as a normal Illustrator file. And we've saved a ton of time. Yeah, it took some time. But think from this point forward, you have access to this file, and you now have the knowledge, hey, if I'm going to make a bunch of Illustrator desktop pictures, and I know the size of my desktop picture, I could make a template that I could then open each time and maybe have some pre-made layers. You can set up your own shortcuts for the type of workflow you have by building templates. Now, isn't that a cool extra perk for this project?